Oh. Hi, good morning. My name is Lindsay. Welcome to my quarter past arts and crafts journal. 15 minutes of nattering about arts and crafts. Occasionally a philosophical moment happens. I like to think I think deep thoughts, but I'm not always sure. So I find if I say them out loud, things become a little bit more clear. But mostly I'm just here to talk about the things that I make, because I like to make lots of things and I want to do better at actually recording them and getting some documentation of them somehow. So at Christmas time, there is usually a whole bunch of craziness that goes on inside my brain when it comes to wanting to gift people handmade things. And I develop a longer and longer list the closer that Christmas comes. And this happens to me every year now without fail since I've started crafting. So I'm muddling along. Things are actually progressing, which is good. And I've got two finished things here to show you. Firstly is a stocking. This is the Hearthwarming Stocking pattern by Knit Picks. And I knit this out of some Briggs and Little in their sport weight and some colors that I don't remember the names of, but this is what they look like. And with this pattern, I did some adjustments. I did the toe first. I did the heel as I came up to it. Whereas this was just having you knit it in a tube and then add your heel later, come back and pick up for the toe. I just decided to do it as I go, like I would an actual sock. And then I'm doing a folded over cuff here so that I can stick in my lining and sew that to the top, and you won't see that top edge there. Just want to hopefully make that look a little bit neater. Just using some jersey material so it's got some stretch to it, so you can pack it full of presents. This is the only I don't know what happened moment. I don't know if it was the pattern. I don't know if it was me. But it's okay, right? Just make sure that it's always facing this direction. And it gives you a little space here, which I think this was also supposed to be on one of the sides, but it ended up on the back for me. You can put there the first initial that they have there. So glad this is done. Colourwork still feels intimidating. I'm getting over it though. And then I have a hat here. This is my new favorite fabric ever. This is unspun wool and a mohair silk yarn paired together, and it creates a very lightweight item. But it's very, very snuggly and warm. I did a 4-point decrease on this hat. I like the way that that looks. Let me put it on. I like the shape of it. I've had the whole maybe I look like a bowling ball thing go through my head, but I just think I like it. And then, yeah, you can roll it up and it can be a little bit shorter. So this is going to be a part of a themed parcel that I am giving to my friend this Christmas. And I had this idea come through my head because my friend and I were both fans of Melody Hoffman, a knitwear designer who also does a podcast. We just love everything she makes. We pretty much want to fill our lives with wicker and wool now because of her. But she works with a lot of natural fibers, and she was the one who very much introduced me to this fabric. I saw her knitting with it, and I saw her wearing it, and I wanted to give it a try because I'd never knit with unspun wool before. And now I've done a few things in it. So this is the last thing I finished, and I've got something else on the go that I've swatched already for. And this is some Plotulopi with a strand of alpaca silk from Drops. And I'm going to do just a plain cream jumper. I'm debating whether or not I want to put a little bit of detailing just up at the yoke. I'm not sure. Or I might just knit the Forager by Melody Hoffman. I don't want to get off the Melody train, but I should expand my horizons too. Okay, so now, well, I've got just a pair of socks here. There's nothing special, just some plain old socks. That's how I do socks. This yarn, you can't buy it anymore because the dyer is gone. No, she's not gone. She just stopped dyeing. Pigeon Roof Studios. It's a real shame. I liked her yarn a lot, so I've only been able to get it off Destashes, but yeah. I do them toe up. I do them on double points. This one's a disaster right now because I got distracted and started doing the heel all wrong. Those are going to be for my husband for Christmas. I try to give him a few pairs of socks at Christmas time. And speaking of socks, that's the next thing that's coming up. This is some yarn that I dyed. This is out of the Homestead base from West Coast Color. It hasn't been released yet, but she's actually had it for a little while now. She's just been working with it and experimenting with it. It is a all Canadian yarn, Rambouillet, free ply, woolen spun, done in Carstairs, Alberta at Custom Woolen Mills. And I am head over heels in love with this yarn. It's soft, yet it's got just the right amount of tooth that lets me know that this is going to wear nicely. And it's lofty, so it's got a lot of life to it, a lot of bounce, a lot of cushion. It's very just springy yarn. And I am going to be test knitting a pair of socks done by Winter's Weather, I think. Winter's Sweater Weather. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I know her name is Joey. I met Joey at Knit City. Sorry, Joey. Please. It's me. It's not you. It's me. But she has some I Just Want to Go Home socks that she designed, and I love the stitch pattern. And so I'm going to test those for her, and I'm going to make myself some big squishy woolen spun socks. I'm trying to give the whole knitting without nylon and superwash a try. So there we go. That being said, these are superwash based, but it's good for my husband. He can just throw them in the wash. There's no questions. It's good. Oh man, so I just filled up all this time, and now I have so much time left. I'm just over halfway through today. Oh. Well, I guess I could just go over what I have left for Christmas. Maybe that would just be good to get down. Help motivate myself a little bit, maybe too. So I find, as Christmas gets closer, the list is just getting longer. There's just more things coming into my head that I really want to be able to make for people. And I know that it's going to be impossible for me to get that all done by Christmas. I pretty much want to make everyone in my life a sweater now, which is good to know. So that's something that I can work towards doing. And then there's also just some little things that I want to do. So I'm going to do some hats. I think hats are going to be my last minute sort of thing. I do have a pair of socks that I've started, and I've got a couple shawls on the go that I want to do too. I'm trying to just think. See, my mind is just going completely blank now. There's just so many things. I'm overloaded. My brain is shutting down. I'm having a malfunction. Okay, so maybe I need to clear my head of the Christmas knitting for a second. Maybe that's actually what I need to do. Yeah, I've got things that I would like to make for myself. I would like to make myself some more sweaters. I'm cold. I'm just cold all the time. My feet started changing color a couple of years back. My toes, when I would be outside, they would turn an awful shade of blue. The skin started to get all weird on them, and I was concerned. So I went in and saw a doctor, and they said, oh, it looks like Raynaud's, which is a thing where your extremities can get very chilled and cause damage, which is kind of scary. So all the more reason for me to knit myself more socks. So I want to make myself some slippers. I'd like to make myself a pair of mittens. But mostly I just want to make myself sweaters. I've been craving also making a throw too, a little lap throw. Maybe weaving something like that. Yeah. So I made a big list of everything that I wanted to make people, and I've started to make a bit more of an in-depth list of what I want to do for myself too. It's my goal to try and not buy brand new clothing as much as possible. And being able to make my own clothing allows me to have something that's brand new. And also gives me a lot of satisfaction and a lot of time well spent doing something that I really like and creating something useful for myself. But it's still hard for me to get over feeling selfish or like worrying about being selfish as I'm doing this for myself. It's so silly. I get to make what I want to make. There doesn't have to be any rules. You know, if I want to make something for another person, or I hear someone's got a need or they have a request for something, I want to do that. But for the most part, you know, I really do want to make some things for myself because I know I'm going to really, really enjoy them. Not to say that the people that receive the things that I make them aren't going to enjoy them, but I just want to enjoy it too, and I shouldn't have to feel bad or need to explain or justify or anything if I want to make myself something. So that's settled. Anyway, on that note, knitters, you know, knit what you want to knit. Crafters, craft what you want to craft for whom you want to do it for. There's no such thing really as selfish knitting. You know, you are just as worthy as those sweaters and socks and hats and mittens and everything as everybody else in your life. So treat yourself. And I'm going to be doing that with a cream colored sweater that I will for sure be spilling probably lots of coffee on because that's just who I am, and I'm crazy to make myself something this color. But I'm worth it. Okay, that's all for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.